Hey, what's up everyone? This is Radioactive Ra, and I am back with a new video. Gonna be continuing my updates on Sonic Boom. That's gonna be coming out later this year. So I know it's been a good few weeks since I've done a video about it, and you know, I've just been doing all kind of other stuff, working on Let's Plays and doing personal life stuff. So I just decided today would be a great day to do this and talk about the game, because it's been a while, I know. So yeah, I really want to get this started again. If y'all want to see more updates as they come along for me, then I would definitely leave a comment in the video, in the comment section, saying that you want to see more, and I'll be more than happy to do so. But you know, if people aren't that interested in it, then I'll just continue doing other stuff. But yeah, so we are back with some more topics to talk about right quick in this video. And first thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that there's going to be no Chaos Emeralds. It's already been confirmed that there are going to be no Chaos Emeralds. So if you aren't 100% familiar with Sonic, which I wouldn't understand why you'd be watching this video, but if you don't know what Chaos Emeralds are, they are the Dragon Balls of the series. If all 7 get together, then it pretty much means unlimited power. You know, you can do whatever. You pretty much can rule the world if you're evil, and that's always been like the main thing that keeps the series going, I guess you could say, at least back then. But at least now, the Sonic games really don't depend on the storyline. Doesn't depend on the Chaos Emeralds as much. But back then they kind of did. You know, Eggman was always after them, and you had to get them before him, and then you get the supersonic endings, and you could play as supersonic. In the first few games, that's how it went, and then later on, they first became a staple in the series. And like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, you know, it just became a part of the series. You know, you had the supersonic endings, as they're called, and you couldn't completely beat the game until you did that. And that's pretty much how the older games worked up until like maybe Sonic 06. I think that might have been the last game that actually acknowledged the Chaos Emeralds as a main thing in the storyline. But like Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World, you know, Sonic 4, they don't really keep the Chaos Emeralds as a thing of that is the main thing in the series. Like, if Eggman gets this, then the world is over. The world is his. Or if Sonic gets it, then he can save the world. You know, it's not like that as much these days, and that's a good thing and kind of a bad thing. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of not keeping them as the main thing. I know I'd like to see him make an appearance, you know, just to play Supersonic, but that pretty much means there will be no Supersonic as it is, which kind of sucks, because I'm a big Supersonic fan. I love to see him in the games. I love Supersonic endings mostly, more than anything else. But as far as like playing with them, if you get the 7 Chaos Emeralds and playing as them, you know, it's just extra unlockable. I don't really care for that, you know. That's just my personal opinion. Some people love to do that. Some people actually, since people like seeing that, they actually do videos unlocking them, because a lot of people don't want to. It's not mandatory. So that's the kind of stuff I don't really care for. I mean, unless y'all like to see that kind of stuff in my Let's Plays, that'd be the only reason I do it. But yeah, I'm kind of indifferent about it. You know, I feel like a good storyline doesn't need the Chaos Emeralds, and the later games have been doing pretty good without them, if you ask me. Sonic Colors, I think, is a really great game. Doesn't need Chaos Emeralds, not even mentioned at all in the game. And you know, we had these red rings that took their place that were pretty hard to get. You know, you had to find them, and once you got them all, you could play Supersonic as an unlockable. And that's kind of how Sonic Lost World exactly went, except you know, it was a different style, different engine and everything, but it followed that same path, and I really like that. I don't know, I like the Chaos Emeralds, but I like this red ring thing too as well. So you know, if you want to play Supersonic, then you have I guess an easier time. I don't know, depending if you're good at special stages or not, then it all depends on that. You know, if you're not good at special stages, you know, then the red ring is probably the easiest route for you, or vice versa. But I don't know, I think it's a good and bad thing personally. And yeah, that's pretty much, it's been confirmed that they won't be in it, and I just want to give y'all my thoughts on that first before I actually talk about stuff regarding the game. So yeah, that is pretty much what I want to get out and talk about in this first part here. Alright, so we have some pictures leaked out of possible characters or designs, but first thing I noticed was the girl right in the middle at the top kind of looks like Marine from Sonic Rush Adventure. If you don't know who she is, you might want to check it out because she's one of the main exclusive characters. But a lot of people don't like her in the Sonic series, I guess, for the way she talks. She's kind of annoying, but I don't really hate her that much as most people seem to do. But I don't know, she really favors her so much, and to see her come back, I don't know, I don't think it'd be a bad thing, mainly because I don't really hate her. But it just, I guess she would kind of fit in that kind of atmosphere, just because she was stranded on an island, and you know, this is a explorer, it kind of looks like an explorer type of game, where like it's post-apocalyptic or something. I don't know, I could see her fitting in that if this is indeed her. Now some people say that it might be Cream, or I've even heard people say Cream's mom, but I don't know, it doesn't even look like Cream to me at all, besides the eyes. She looks more like a cat actually. So I'm thinking that might be Marine. And the other things I noticed was this guy way at the far left corner and the one at the right, right at the end, kind of look like some characters that would come from like the Sonic comic books, or like the cartoons. Just the way that they designed them back then, they kind of look more cartoonish than realistic like how they do now. But they kind of remind me of the cartoon characters. So you might have some comic relief characters, or it's gonna be kind of humorous, I guess they're trying to go for. And then you have this turtle here. Now I had two things in mind. First thing was that this is more than likely gonna be it right here. But the first thing I thought was that this is just another filler character. You know, this might be just someone that is exclusive to this game. Looks like he could be a wise character, like someone that's gonna be that sort of character like Tails is, like I don't know, the person that gives advice, that knows a lot about the world and everything. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or second thing I was thinking is the character, I think Tommy Turtle from the cartoons, or actually the comic books. He, if you don't know who he is, he pretty much sacrificed himself and had a hospital named after him, is the main thing. And you see this nurse here, I was thinking maybe they're connected like that, and that the turtle is like maybe just related to him somehow. And that was kind of the other thing I was thinking, but I was thinking that might be too far out. So that's the two things I was thinking with those characters. And then you see a bunch of robots everywhere. That's probably going to be maybe bosses or mid-bosses or something, is more than likely what's going to happen with them. That's probably what I'm thinking at. And then you see this little lady way at the bottom there. I was thinking she could probably just be like a stranded character. You know, it seems like everything is kind of post-apocalyptic. She might be a survivor that just befriends the heroes and everything. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with these leaked pictures. You really can't tell anyone else because the picture that was taken was kind of blurry, especially at the edges. That's why, I don't know, a lot of people haven't really gotten a chance, or you can barely see these guys in the corners here. And then you see the tornado down there, which we've already seen pictures of. So I think most of the pictures here are probably gonna be characters in the game, since the tornado is already confirmed to be in the game as it is, and the cartoon. So I don't know if this is gonna be the cartoon or this is gonna be video game characters. Obviously this one robot and the one next to it is gonna be in the game, just because you can tell it's video game models. But I don't know, some of them look like cartoon characters, so I think this might be a mix. I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna go. I wanna know who do y'all think some of these characters are, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly once I've first seen this. And yeah, that is pretty much it for like the characters. People want to say they want to see Blaze and Silver come back from the 06 series, or the newer games. If you don't know who they are, they're from a different dimension, set a little further in the future than Sonic's world. And I don't know, they've gotten mixed reviews. People either love Silver and Blaze or they hate them, and I'm thinking maybe they can appear in the game. We don't know yet, but it is confirmed already, according to an interview, that there will be a lot of characters from the Sonic series in the Sonic Boom. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting out of this here picture and from the interview, because we don't know exactly what's going to go on with it yet. I guess someone stole a picture when they were talking to one of the creators and got this here picture. Alright, so final thing I want to talk about is the interview. There was an interview that was held, and it talked about a few things that were highlighted in it. And I'm going to put this up so y'all can see exactly everything. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Wii U gamepad thing. It's going to be kind of short. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it says the Wii U gamepad will be used to display a map and upgrades, as you would expect with most Wii U games, because that's what was already said was going to happen with it a little earlier on. They said they're going to make use of the gamepad. And there's another function we don't know yet exactly what it's going to be. I've already heard people say that it's going to be the Wisp again from Sonic Lost World, and if that's the case, I'm not going to be happy, because the Wisp was not my favorite thing ever to use. I mean, the one on Sonic Colors was okay. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but the one on Sonic Lost World, some spots it just felt like they shouldn't have been there, and you're forced to use them to progress. I really didn't like doing that. And you can check out my LP of Sonic Lost World to get an idea of it, or you can check out someone else's, because you know, everyone did the game when it first came out. It's a pretty good game, but the Wisp kind of threw it off for me, honestly. And it says the game follows adventure style with currency and upgrades for the characters. Now I like this because the first two Sonic adventure games had both of these things in it. Or at least in the Child Garden with the currency part. I'm thinking, like with the nurse, I actually forgot to bring that up, but the nurse, I was thinking maybe there's gonna be some kind of a life bar system, or some kind of, I don't even know exactly what I want to call it, vitality. Basically, I don't think the game's gonna depend strictly on rings, you know, like how Sonic has always done with rings. I don't think it's gonna go straight off of just that. I think it's gonna have some kind of a life bar system, and you're gonna have to go see the nurse to the hospital, possibly, and pretty much heal yourself up in this adventure style type of game, because it's already been confirmed to have a hub and everything. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking, is that the nurse is gonna heal you up, like kind of like Pokemon, I guess you could say, because that's kind of what I'm thinking of when I think of that. So I'm thinking you get healed up, and this currency possibly could be something to pay for it, or you know, I don't even know exactly what the currency would be for, but I'm thinking it might be for like a Child Garden. Like, I've heard people say that already, that the Child Garden is gonna come back, but I doubt it, but it'd be nice to see it. And the upgrades is probably gonna work the same way as Adventure. You know, there's gonna be certain parts of the game you can't get past without these upgrades, which would be pretty nice. I'd like to see that come back, honestly. So I want to see how these things start to take shape in the coming months. And its next thing is the game is more organically challenging, quote unquote, in that difficulty arises from skill in combat and finding secret areas, as opposed to enemies just becoming tougher. Now I like that idea, because I don't like games being brutally hard after a while. I like how it, you know, skills, you have to learn the game, and these enemies are gonna learn your fighting style. They're gonna figure out how you play, and they're gonna use it against you. I kind of like that. I want to see how that's gonna take shape, instead of just enemies becoming brutally harder, and that creates rage off of it. Not to say that this new idea they have is gonna create rage, but it's not gonna be unfair at some parts. So I want to see how this is gonna take shape. And all the levels in the game are connected by the story and its locations. I'm glad to hear that, because that just says it's a hub world. That's gonna be a hub world, and hopefully, like in the adventure series, it's gonna be that type of hub world where you can, like, I don't know, get on a, if you want to go to one area like Station Square, and go to the next place, you get on the train, or you can get on the boat and go to what is it, the egg carrier. I like to see something like that take shape again. You know, possibly take like some kind of transportation system and get to the next area. And it says it's all connected by the story and its location, so I want to see how that's going to happen. And you'll mainly use 2 characters at a time during gameplay, but all 4 will show up in hubs and boss fights. I like this because boss fights, you're going to have 4 characters playing with you. I'm hoping and guessing that it's going to be computer controlled. You won't have to control all 4 of them at once. So, you know, just some kind of AI help, I guess, if you want. Maybe there's going to be an option not to have that, but that'd be nice to see. If all 4 characters are going to be with you, and 3 of them will be controlled by the computer to help you out. And it says you mainly be using 2 characters, and that pretty much brings up something I see at the bottom here that says inspiration will be taken from Sonic 2. And what I'm thinking is kind of like Sonic and Tails, you have 1 character follow you around, and they kind of did the same thing with Sonic 06, and it had its good things and bad things about it. I just liked the fact that Tails followed you around the hub world and everything, and like Amy followed Silver around and everything. I kind of liked that, but I like to see it done a lot better, you know. So I'm kind of hoping that it'll work like that, and maybe a little differently at the same time. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that little part right there. And there'll be points in the game where you'll be required to use a certain character to proceed. Now I kind of like this too, because, you know, every character has their differences, and you're gonna have to use each one. The game kind of forces you to use them, just so that you can upgrade them and play better. I kind of like the idea. I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna like it, mainly because they don't want to play as Knuckles or Amy. You know, they rather just play as Sonic the entire game. But I kind of like the idea, mainly because it'll balance the game out, as far as like one character won't be stronger than the others. You know, everybody will slowly and progressively get as strong, so that when you get to a part when you need one, you won't be behind on power. You know, kind of like Pokemon. When I was younger, I had a bad habit of just leveling up and playing with just one Pokemon. Then my other ones will be weaker in my party. And then as I slowly got older, I kind of used all of them a little more, so that when I get to a gym leader, I won't be screwed. I'm kind of thinking that's the same way that this might work. That's pretty much what I'm thinking about that part. I kind of like the idea, honestly, but a lot of people won't. And the game will be very character driven, with a lot of focus in each individual character and their unique abilities. And that's the same thing what it just said at the top of it. The game will pretty much put you in these situations where you have to use Knuckles to climb things that Sonic can't, or pick up things that Sonic can't. Or you'll need sections where Sonic is the only one fast enough to get past it. Tails can fly, you know. I like that idea. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good. I don't know how they're going to do that. I want to see how it's going to happen. And we will definitely be seeing other characters from the Sonic series make an appearance. These will be revealed over the coming months. Now, that's pretty much what everybody's been wanting to hear, because I want to see which characters it will be. Honestly, I think we're gonna have Marine, because that character that got leaked looks almost exactly like Marine. But if we don't get her, I don't really care. So, but I like to see maybe some of the darker characters come back. Like my friend Steven Nux, he did a video saying like he wants to see Knuckles, no, Shadow, Rouge, some like Omega, all those old characters come back just for the fact of the popularity behind them. We haven't seen Shadow have a decent appearance since Sonic 06, and that wasn't even a great appearance. I mean, I hated, out of everyone's story, I hated Shadows the most. And yeah, that's pretty much, I want to see Shadow have a comeback, even though he was supposed to die in Adventure 2. I mean, ever since then, he hasn't had a great appearance since Sonic Heroes. So, I'd like to see him come back for sure. I'd love to see Rouge come back, just get her a good voice actor. She's always had bad voice actors. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. And inspiration will be taken from Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Generations. Now, I want to see how they're going to incorporate Sonic Generations in this. I mean, you would think they meant Sonic Unleashed with the 2D, 3D flip between thing. You know how that goes, where there's certain sections where the game will turn to 2D and you have to use these platforming sections, which I don't understand why people hate that. I love it in the series. You have Sonic Colors, you have Sonic Generations, you have Sonic Unleashed, and you have the other one, what is it, Sonic Lost World, where there's sections you have to do the 2D part, and I love seeing it. I think that's like one of the main reasons IGN hates the game, but I personally love it. If that comes in this game, I'm gonna be so hyped for it, because I just love 2D, the transitions, and having to do that in some parts of the game. And Sonic Adventure, I want to see what they mean by that. I really do. Like, is there gonna be different storylines for different characters, or what do they mean by that, you know? Or do they just mean the hub world's gonna be the same, where you have to travel by different transportations, like trains to different areas to the next hub world or something? I want to know what they mean by that. And then you have Sonic 2. Now, Sonic 2, what I first thought of when I heard Sonic 2 as an inspiration, first thing that came to my head was Eggman's trying to take over, what is it called, South Island. Back then, that's where Sonic and friends lived at in the old games. And he pretty much industrialized a lot of areas. Same with Sonic CD. That's why those games are kind of connected together to me. Where Eggman had his present areas, and then he had like he'd had the bad futures where Eggman pretty much ruined the area. And same thing with Sonic 2. There's chemical plant zone, which is like one of my favorites in the entire series. And then you had Oil Ocean, Metropolis Zone. I mean, those areas were pretty much industrialized. Like, he had taken over those areas. Now, that's what I'm thinking they mean by that. But I have no idea what they mean by inspirations for Sonic 2. I want to see what they mean by that, and that's pretty much what I want to talk about in this update. So if you have anything you want to add to this, if there's any certain characters you want to see come into this series, if you want to see some of the Sonic 06 generation characters, like Blaze, Silver, or if you want to see like in the Adventure series, like Team Dark, you want to see Rouge, you want to see Shadow, Omega / Gamma, or if there's any character you want to see in specific come back, y'all should definitely leave a comment saying which ones y'all like to see, and I'll probably mention y'all in the next part, saying whether the ideas are good or not and everything. And let me know what y'all also think about the Chaos Emeralds not coming back. Now, in the first part I did give my thoughts on it, so if you haven't seen that part, definitely check it out. I think it was good that they didn't put it in. I'm indifferent, but I'm leaning more towards it's a good idea rather than bad. And also, what do y'all think about the leaked pictures? Do you think that's Marine or not? Do you think it's Cream like a lot of people seem to think it is? Or what do you think about the nurse? Do you think that she's signifying that you will have to heal your characters at certain points in the game? In the hub world, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I want to talk about in this second part. So yeah, I'm going to try and put out a lot more parts to this Sonic Boom update thing that I'm doing. I did the first part. If you haven't seen it, it'll be in the description below of this video. Y'all should definitely check it out. It did fairly well with views and likes and people giving thoughts on it. And I'd like for this to be the same way. So I would definitely check that out. And if you're new to my videos, I would definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you love Sonic content, because my channel is solely based around Sonic and Nintendo Let's Plays and all kind of fun stuff like that. So if you liked this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, peace out. You have a good night.